How you guys all doing today? Woo! Hello, Bitcoin 2025. How are you doing today? Yes. It is an honor and pleasure to be here with you. I don't see my, there they are. I was like, where are my slides? There they are. Okay. There are moments in history that pass us by, but you guys, you know this moment in history. You are a part of it. You are living it. Now, quick funny story. When I looked at the schedule and I saw that I was coming after J.D. Vance, our Vice President of the United States, I actually got to meet him last night briefly. And I looked at him, I said, Mr. Vice President, please don't bomb the crowd for me. And he laughed, JP, I'm going to do it. So I feel honored to be here today with you all. So, JP, CEO and co-founder of Exodus. Now, Exodus was started in 2015 by myself and my co-founder, Daniel. And we were started with 2 laptops, no money, and a vision with an unrelenting belief that you should be able to control your wealth, your digital lives. Now, many of you don't know, but we were one of the early companies to actually start with the Bitcoin Treasury strategy. We bought Bitcoin with our earnings, and today we have over $200 million worth of Bitcoin. Are we going to get more? Maybe. We'll see. We are one of the first companies in the industry to pay salaries in Bitcoin. Yes, to work at Exodus, you have to take your salary in Bitcoin. So everybody takes their salary in Bitcoin at Exodus. Thank you. We are one of the first companies to do a crypto-only stock offering. Yes, you could buy our stock with Bitcoin. 10 years ago, we started the company, and we started the company in Nebraska. I was talking to David Bailey a couple nights ago. And by the way, we're all here because of David Bailey. So let's give David Bailey a big round of applause here. He was telling people, he said, JP's off building wallets in Oklahoma. I'm like, Oklahoma, Nebraska. He's like, Oklahoma, Nebraska, it's a flyover state. They're all the same thing. I call Nebraska God's country. And because of that, we have a unique insight of building a company 100% remote, 100% on the internet. We have earned our place on this street, Wall Street. So, there we are, January of 2025. That day felt so sweet. But let me take you back for a moment to May of 2024. Some of you know this story. We flew out 130 people, friends, family, to celebrate the big moment of going public. Well, little did we know that we would get a phone call that would forever change the course of our company's history. And suffice to say, the result of that phone call, actually somebody, let me remind you, this was in a time when we had our former SEC chair, Gary Gensler. I know he's all of your good friend, our boy, Gary Gensler. Yes. So this is at that time, way back in May of 2024. Suffice to say, we were not able to list the next day. We were not able to ring the bell the next day. Somebody said to me months later, they said, JP, you got Gensler. They actually used his name as a verb. You got Gensler. But again, 10 years, over 1 billion market cap, millions of customers helped with our products. And now, the next 10 years are about bringing dollars and Bitcoin to billions. Let me show you this chart. I know many of you have seen this chart. This is a chart of the U.S. debt, $36 trillion of U.S. debt. You may have heard about one of the rating agencies that just recently downgraded our debt. for fear of repayment. You may have also heard about one of the Treasury auctions that happened recently and how it had weak demand. Are we running out of buyers? Is the United States running out of buyers? Because if so, it's making Uncle Sam sad. But there's good news in this story. Everyone wants dollars. As a remote company, we have the fortune to employ people in over 50 countries. Recently, I was talking to some of our employees from Uruguay, and they said to me, they're like, JP, did you know that when you sign up for a bank account in Uruguay, that you get a dollar account along with a peso account? It's because real estate is actually denominated in dollars. So all across the world, people want dollars. They want dollars because when compared to their own currency, dollars are way better, right? When you can compare like the Argentinian peso, 100% of inflation year over year. So when they think of the dollar, they think about safety, stability. That's what they care about. There's another technology we all know. Stablecoins, dollar stablecoins. So if people around the world want dollars, I say, let's give them dollars. Today, $250 billion of stablecoins issued. By 2030, 1.25 trillion projected to be in existence. Many of you know, what are dollar stablecoins? It's just a dollar tokenized on the blockchain. But what's great about dollar stablecoins is when you consider a person, a shopkeeper in Nairobi, saving her paycheck in USDC, in effect, indirectly buying US debt. That's one of the most important things here. So, the world is absorbing US debt with stablecoins. And when you look at what the stablecoin issuers, and you stack them in comparison to other countries, you take all of them, Tether, Circle, stack them in comparison to other countries. Stablecoin issuers rank roughly 19 in terms of purchasing US debt. That means they're buying more debt than Germany and South Korea. Now, as I remind you, I said 1.25 trillion projected in 2030. So when that happens, that means that stablecoin issuers will be the biggest buyers of US debt. But again, today, people need dollars. Tomorrow, people need Bitcoin. And I know you all know why. I personally, when I look at what the Trump administration is doing, I'm very happy. They've embraced our industry. Vice President Vance's speech was amazing today. So because they've embraced our industry, I love it. With Doge, the efforts with Doge is great. But some of you know about the big, beautiful bill, and I understand it's not finished yet. But in the House at the 11th hour, pork was added, extra spending was added. So you have to question, does some of the bureaucrats in Washington have the fiscal discipline for this country? We know with Bitcoin, it doesn't matter. So this is what I call the Trojan horse strategy. We lead with what the people need today so that we can deliver what they will need tomorrow. And we know that's Bitcoin. So you want the next billion Bitcoiners? They're right here. And we see it. We see it all across the world with our customers. In fact, 70% of our customers are outside of the United States. Because for them, the wallet is no longer an app. The wallet is a bank branch. It's a passport. It's a freedom machine. The next billion people will not be signing up for a bank. The next billion people will be downloading a wallet. But what needs to happen is that wallets need to have to abstract all of the complexity and technology away. That means no complicated 12-word secret phrases, no crypto addresses, no L1, L2, who cares? It should be, I want to send $20 to my mom. I want to be able to buy groceries for my family. I want to save in dollars and be ready to swap for sovereignty when I'm ready. That's ultimately what this is about. Because we're not building for crypto natives anymore. We're building for the global mainstream. And they won't be signing up for banks. So because we have millions of customers all over the world, we have the fortune to be able to speak with them, have conversations with them. I want to share a story of one of our customers. So a father wrote into us, his father in Venezuela, and his son's name is Andres. And you know the political instability in Venezuela. You know the currency issues that they have. And so his son, Andres, built a crypto mining rig. He started mining crypto. And then he swapped it for dollars. Because that was his lifeline for his family. These stories are happening all over the world in millions. Again, we're fortunate to be able to have these conversations and learn what these people need. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I know for us, oftentimes, we can get really caught up in the yield. Oh, this token gets 30%, 40%. If you stake in this pool and mine in this pool, whatever. I have gotten caught up in it as well. But at the end of the day, the yield doesn't matter. It's the sovereignty that matters. And that's why we're here. That's why this is so important. So imagine a world with 8 billion wallets. And every wallet downloaded is actually a Bitcoin wallet. Every dollar saved is one swap away from sovereignty. And that's the world where that gives us one inevitable outcome. And that inevitable outcome is freedom. So the playbook is this. Start with something that people need every single day. Make it so incredibly simple. Dollars, stablecoin. Then we slide in Bitcoin behind the scenes so it's ready for when they need it. And then in doing that, we will empower the world. Because the reason this is so important, because freedom is not something that we keep to ourselves. Freedom is a protocol that we share all across humanity. And that's why this is so important. Thank you.